Joe Rogan talked about one of the biggest scandals in the entertainment industry and how it might be linked to the recent wildfires in Los Angeles. It may sound like a wild conspiracy, but the more you look into the shocking claims about Diddy, the crazier it gets. On a recent episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan and his guests discussed rumors that Diddy was involved in Jamie Foxx's 2023 health scare, where Foxx was hospitalized under mysterious circumstances. Some believe he was silenced for knowing too much, and even Foxx hinted at this in his Netflix comedy special. As Los Angeles faces some of its most destructive wildfires, a strange link has surfaced between these fires and the scandal surrounding Diddy. Rogan called it a web of secrets unraveling and pointed out the suspicious deaths and cover-ups happening in the industry.
If you got a clip, play this clip. He's not really saying it here. When I watch this, he's not saying it.
It's because PBD. This is just them saying what we know. But the clip that I sent Rob is of what was his name, Robbie? Big homie CC. PBD.
Good guy, big homie CC.
Yeah, because so Pat, you know what's going on. So let me
read the story and I'll come to you because I thought it was a video there.
Yeah.
During the tapings of his upcoming Netflix special, what had happened was Jamie Foxx reportedly stated that he was responsible for what happened to him, and Foxx is the one who called the FBI on Combs. According to Choke No Joke, a videographer who attended the shows, another attendee, Dennis L.A. White, recalled Foxx saying, "People keep asking me if Diddy was responsible. He was not responsible. If he was, I would have been dead." Foxx also referenced Combs extensively in his routines, joking about topics like baby oil. Foxx reflected on his 2023 health scare, calling it an unexpected dark journey. He explained on Instagram, "I had an opportunity to tell my side of the story, and there was no better place than Atlanta, Georgia, where he was hospitalized." He described his special as an artistic explanation of something that went terribly wrong and added, "To clarify, I was betrayed by a fake friend." Oof. Bingo. Go ahead, Vinny.
Okay, so fake friends. So and mind you, and I felt blame to this because the media and everybody was being quiet. The family, his daughter, everybody was like, especially because this was the whole COVID vaccine. People were like, just tell us. Just mind you, I know Jamie Foxx personally. I even messaged him when he was going through this. I said I'm praying for him and everything like that. We didn't get into nothing like this, but everybody was like, "Oh, it's the vaccine. It's the vaccine. Talk to us. Talk to us." It was media silent. So from what I'm gathering, because I know people that are there that went to the special. When you go to a special like this, and you guys know this from the comedy shows that we've been to, they take your phone, they lock it up. You can't have anything recording or nothing, right? He said in the special that, I was hospitalized by this person. And mind you, him and Diddy have had a business falling out. They said they had a beef. So the Choke No Choke was a videographer, and he was like, "Yo, I was there." He said Diddy was responsible for what happened to him, and that he's the one that called the FBI. And Choke added, "I don't think he was joking," in the special. Okay, so nobody knows, and you guys know this. We might not ever see what's even there because on the cutting room floor, we know this from editing. If he doesn't like it, or if it's anything kind of, too far, they'll edit it out. But the people that were there were saying that he was saying it and that he was serious about it. And also, this is a little while ago, Pat, this was celebrity bodyguard Big Homie CC, who publicly alleged that Diddy, and mind you, let's not pretend like people are like, this is a far-fetched idea. This is the type of character, after dragging Cassie and doing all the shit that he did, that this guy alleged that Diddy poisoned Jamie Foxx, leading to him calling the FBI. And he also stated in this video, "I know he poisoned Jamie Foxx," and he also said that he's been poisoned before in the past. Can we play this clip?
Yeah.
The things that you heard behind the scenes that were going on before this indictment actually dropped.
Well, I know he poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
So, wait, you're saying that Diddy poisoned Jamie Foxx and that's how Jamie Foxx got sick?
Jamie Foxx reported this man to the FBI because of this. Facts.
Wow. Okay. And how did you hear about this? If you can tell me, or if you can't, that's all good. But you know what I'm saying? Like, well, people are they're going to want to know, you know what I'm saying? How.
On a recent episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan and his guests talked about rumors that Diddy was involved in Jamie Foxx's poisoning. You may remember the claims that Diddy had something to do with Foxx's 2023 hospitalization, saying he was silenced for knowing too much. Foxx himself added to these rumors in his Netflix comedy special, where he suggested that Diddy was responsible for his health scare. There's some insane things going on, buddy. Alleged murders, convenient deaths. It's like a web of secrets unraveling right in front of us, Rogan said as he and his guests discussed these accusations.
By the time this drop, this is going to be in the stratosphere. It's going to be in the ether by the time this drop. Boom. You can probably look it up right now. But by the time this interview drop, this is going to be out in the ether for sure.
And who's this guy?
These people poison people, bro. I've been poisoned 3 times.
He's been poisoned.
Why am I testing positive for cyanide? You feel me? Why am I getting? Why do I had pneumonia 3 times? So people like, man, why he breathe like that? Because I only got 1 lung, and then I had a car crash. I got 1 nostril permanently blocked, and I done had pneumonia 3 times. Somebody been trying to poison me. My brother got poisoned with me. The little lady I was bodyguarding, she got poisoned. Like somebody is carrying on these antics. These is facts.
Is there any idea why Diddy would want to poison Jamie Foxx?
Benny, who is
You get called to testify.
This is big
if you
homie
on camera
CC.
and some of this footage.
He's a bodyguard.
Is he a
Celebrity
journalist?
bodyguard. No.
Big homie CC?
Big homie CC is a
I
bodyguard.
mean, nobody has more credibility than the big homie CC.
I'm just saying we like it's not, it wasn't COVID, it wasn't the vaccine. There's something going on, and the fact that he's talking about it on his. By the way, this is his special taping. They do 3 shows, and this guy said every single show that he mentioned it, and he thought he was serious. So I'm just saying.
I'm gonna take the other side on this. Vinny. Number 1, have you seen the special?
Nobody has.
Okay,
But
exactly.
I know people that were there.
You know, there's a famous phrase in comedy. These is jokes, man.
Okay.
These is jokes. So
But joking about somebody poisoning you and then you calling the FBI, I don't know.
there's a lot of Diddy jokes out there right now.
I mean-
there's a lot to make fun of. I don't think, my opinion, I'm gonna throw the word allegedly all over this conversation. If he was actually poisoned and almost lost his life, that he's not announcing it on a comedy special. The FBI would be dealing with this.
Well, now he could.
No doubt.
Well, now he could, Adam,
Now,
because
the
the
big-
FBI's arrested the guy and he's in jail. He's not scared for his life.
How much credibility are you giving to the big homie CC?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think when somebody like that is talking, me personally, I believe him. I believe him because I know what
You
Diddy is.
100% believe him?
No, I would say let's say 80%.
I'm at like
because
2%.
Because those guys see
Who's
everything.
this motherfucker?
Adam, these guys see everything though.
That guy has sunglasses on. He's 380 pounds, and he's wondering why he can't breathe so good. Maybe lose some weight, motherfucker.
No, but I mean, listen. I'm just saying, I wouldn't put it past somebody like Diddy, who we know the track record from his allegedly having people shot, baby oil that had freaking drugs in it, to all the crazy stuff that's going on. This is the least of my thing. If you have a beef with somebody and then poisoning them, I believe it.
I'm separating 2 things. Hold on, Tom. Let me finish one thing. I'm separating one thing. Do I think Diddy is a world-class scumbag who's probably going to spend the rest of his life in jail? Yes. Do I think that Jamie Foxx joke and whoever the big homie CC is has any credibility here? Very low. So I'm just separating the 2.
So okay, and I want to go to you, Tom.
Guys,
Since when did hip hop stars start taking a page out of the failed James Bond assassination handbook where you're going to poison some guy or put him on the edge of a cliff and he's going to be rescued? Why don't you just go back to the 90s and just pop a cap in his ass?
Tom's getting gangster.
I like when Tom gets gangster or German.
It's like,
Instead of Tupac's hit him up,
it was so
like,
easy where you would
I'll
just
poison him
drive
up.
by, shoot him in the head, throw the gun in the ocean, and then go roll with your homies for the 2 a.m.
Tommy,
club.
people are starting to realize who Tom
It
really
was
is.
just
Tom is no
but now
Tom.
we got to do. Wait a minute. We'll put the poison in a Big
Get it.
Mac, and
The
we'll
other day-
slide the Big Mac.
The other day, we're going to church on Sunday with him and his family. They pull up. You know what music Tom is listening to with
What?
his kids? It's the Thuggish Ruggish
No, he
Bone.
did not to go to
Yeah,
church.
he's a big Mo Murda fan. He's a big Bone
remember
Thugs
the
and
last
Harmony.
time, the last Sunday that he was a we're Brooklyn at.
Today, it looks like the worst-case scenario is happening, with strong winds and dry conditions turning Los Angeles into a fire zone. More than 2,7,0,0,0 acres have already burned. According to Rogan, some of these flames might not be completely natural. Could someone be using the chaos as a cover to hide something bigger?
Tonight, Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, is pushing to get a judge to dismiss the citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's account.
We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days. Almost nothing that she says has checked out because this never happened.
This in the wake of our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and Sean Diddy Combs of raping her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward? Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she might have some facts wrong, but that she says the incident happened. What do you say to that?
You know, anybody, when they make up a claim, they can just keep repeating it and getting it right. But you never get the details right. And what happened during her interview with you is that the story began to unravel.
On the night of the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000, she says Combs' limo driver took her to an after party. There, she says she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. That's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not corroborate her story. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't, he said. The woman revealed to us that she has autism and previously suffered a head injury. In a follow-up phone interview, we asked her about the contradictions, and she said that she stands by her statements.
This woman is standing by her story. It happened over 20 years ago. Maybe her memory is hazy. Maybe her father doesn't remember that night.
No, she's doubled down on certain of these details. She says, I'm positive. She points out the tattoo. She talks about the tattoo in vivid detail. Turns out that's completely false. And the father is supposed to be picking her up. 10-hour drive, round trip to pick her up in the middle of the night. Has no memory of that. No one has come forward about this in nearly a quarter of a century, and that's because this never happened.
Spyro said he's not only seeking justice for Jay-Z, he says that he also wants to expose the accuser's attorney, Tony Busby.
He takes away the voices from real victims, and he causes real harm. If this lawyer has any sense, he's going to dismiss this claim. I don't know whether he has any sense.
Busby, who has filed more than 20 lawsuits against Combs, told NBC News that he is continuing to vet the accuser's claims and that she has agreed to undergo a polygraph this week. A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Since your attorneys refiled the lawsuit against Combs naming Jay-Z, he has come out with a very long statement saying that this is completely not true and that this is all about trying to get money from him. What do you say about that?
Let's look at Diddy's current situation. Lawsuits and accusations against the hip-hop entrepreneur keep increasing, including claims of violence, blackmail, and even worse crimes. In a recent lawsuit, a fashion designer said Diddy once held her over a West Coast apartment building in a fit of rage. These new legal troubles come after past reports of his wild parties, which involved drugs, blackmail, and abuse.
Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, we'll see what happens if the DA looks and investigates.
So what happens now?
So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint. And in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc. So now you go to fact-finding, right? Before that, just briefly, there was a demand letter sent. And a demand letter is a letter being sent by a lawyer saying, hey, I don't have to sue you. We can sit, we can mediate it. If we reach an agreement, it never sees the light of day. Jay-Z saying, I don't care about your demand letter. I look at it as blackmail. You want to sue me, sue me. You want to look at it criminally, look at it criminally, but it'll go through the fact-finding process. If a trial is necessary to determine the facts, that's what will happen, but it'll be deemed civil. No indication at this point as to whether or not any criminal investigation will ensue as a result of this.
Yeah, and Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and you touch on a point too that I wanted to ask you about, which was that this was an amendment to this already existing lawsuit. What are people to take away from that? The fact that they're coming back and adding to this now with this specific name?
Yeah, Jessica, so it depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about Jay-Z, it happened allegedly in September of 2000, why not include it in the original complaint? What happened between October and now that necessitated you putting in, and it's a question of credibility. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather.
Joe Rogan isn't the only one questioning how far those in power will go to protect their secrets. He suggested that elites might silence witnesses or destroy evidence to keep their skeletons hidden. The shocking part is that Rogan mentioned a Daily Mail report claiming Jamie Foxx had contacted the FBI about Diddy's alleged actions. Could the Los Angeles fires be part of a bigger, more sinister plan to erase evidence and distract the public, rather than just a natural disaster? Think about it. Fires don't just burn buildings, they also destroy records, data, and any incriminating material that might be inside. If someone wanted to hide their identity, starting a wildfire would be the perfect way to do it. These fires are happening at the same time Diddy's issues are making headlines and lawsuits are piling up. One of the worst fires in Los Angeles history is raging. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it's hard not to wonder if there's more to the story, especially when you consider Rogan's warnings about the elite and their tactics.
But the incident that you're talking about even predates what we saw in this horrific video from a hotel floor. When that video came out, what did it feel like knowing that that had now been public?
No, I was devastated when I saw that video because it was like I witnessed what could have happened in that room and more, So that was a hallway incident. Who knows what happened in that room when I was outside of there. And I was devastated. Actually, I've been devastated since the court cases came out and how, he mistreated Cassie.
He has settled the suit involving her specifically, but there are others, and there are sources that are telling CNN that the majority of the people currently suing Diddy are actually speaking to federal investigators, which indicates the Justice Department might be moving close to an indictment. So do you think that Cassie would testify against him if federal investigators asked her to or compelled her to?
I'm really not sure. Like I said, I can't speak for Cass, but I hope she does. I hope she does because she's the only one that would know all the information. That's gone on over the years. So,
Mila, why do you think? I mean, we've heard certainly, a lot of people in the industry condemn Diddy for what they saw on that video, but it hasn't been a universal outcry within the industry specifically. Why do you think that is?
Because it's a very small industry and that we all know each other. And I feel like people are afraid to speak up about it. And the only reason why I am is because I'm a friend of Cass's and I really care about her very much so. And I'm outraged and very, very heartbroken about how he's been treating her. It just, it breaks my heart. And I just can't imagine a man treating a woman that way. And not just a woman, but a friend of mine that I've known since she was a teenager. So, I've known Cassie before all of this. So it disgusts me.
I can only imagine of all the women that you have worked with and people who are eager to be in the industry, what they are exposed to, how they could be exploited and abused in a variety of ways. And that's why the idea that not hearing so many more people speak up is very frustrating and hurtful for so many people.
It is frustrating and hurtful, even for me, because I watch, I know what goes on behind the scenes, and I just can't imagine why nobody's speaking up. I mean, everyone's just hush hush and quiet. I don't know, maybe they're scared. I mean, we've all been scared, so,
I hope this is a turning point, Milo Morales.
I think so.
I really hope it is. Thank you so much for joining me
I hope
tonight.
so. Thank you so much, Laura, for having me.
The claims about Diddy's poisoning, the wildfires in Los Angeles, and the idea of elites destroying evidence all sound like a Hollywood thriller, like a plot that keeps you on the edge of your seat. But as Rogan said, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. In the middle of this disaster, it's important to remember the human cost. While people lose their homes, families are uprooted, and entire neighborhoods turn to ashes, the focus shifts to the actions of the powerful, using ordinary lives as collateral in a game of secrets and scandals. Joe Rogan has always been a divisive figure, but millions watch him because he connects the dots and asks tough questions. Whether he's exposing the dark side of Hollywood or political corruption, he makes you rethink everything you believe, and this time, his questions are more unsettling than ever.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.